Hi guys, welcome. So, if this is your first time watching me, congratulations, because that probably means that you're about to take your NBDHE or you're about to start studying for it. So, congratulations, because that's awesome. And if you have been following me for the last couple of years, I just want to say thank you for following me. There's a couple of you who are very dedicated and have been asking where I have been. And I have graduated from dental hygiene school and I have passed all of my boards. So I'm super excited to be done with school. So I'm just gonna make a couple short videos for you guys on all my boards and how I pass them. So I'm just gonna start first by saying if you have the opportunity to go to a dental hygiene seminars, they travel all around the US. So I would go on their website and try to find one that's closest to you. Our class went as a big group. It's a 3-day weekend. You go, you sit in lectures. They lecture you for the entire weekend, but you will be thankful that you went. With the package that you buy, you get this book. You will not be able to tell what it is because the covers have ripped off of it because I've used it so much. But you do get this awesome book. It breaks every topic down into bullets, into sections. There's quizzes at the end of each chapter. There's diagrams. It's just a really awesome book. If you have this book, you will pass the NBDHE. It's everything that you need to know and nothing more. It's not overly detailed. It's plain and simple what you need to know in this book. So I do highly recommend that. If you don't go as a class, there is an option for you to go by yourself, I believe. You just go, you stay in a hotel room, and it's totally worth your money and your time. The other thing that we use this book throughout the whole semester. I don't know if you can see it. And it's a case study book. And this is the same calibration as the case studies on your board. It has pictures, it has x-rays and health histories of patients. It's super good to study. I love this book. It has questions. It has the rationales in the back with awesome explanations. This book is seriously golden. I can't stress that enough. I seriously love studying from this book. The only other thing that I honestly used to study for the NBDHE was this Darby book. And the only reason that I used it, I don't know if you can see it, the only reason that I used it is because I had one of those scratch codes that you can type into WOLFE, and it had interactive quizzes, and it had a couple mock boards. Sorry I'm touching my face. I have a hair that keeps sticking in my lip gloss and it's driving me absolutely nuts. So it has a bunch of interactive quizzes, but I only solely used it for the quizzes just to make my mind work in different ways. Get used to the question types, that kind of thing. This book is so detailed. You literally do not need to know everything in this book, and I don't recommend solely studying from it. If you simply don't have access to any of those books, I will definitely put the link below for the case study book. But there are multiple apps that people have studied from. I personally didn't use them, so I can't tell you if they were good or bad to use. But if you don't have access to some of those books, I can ask around to see what else everybody used. I have a friend that didn't go to the dental hygiene seminars, so I can ask her what she used to study since she did not have access to that book. Personally, during the test, I did not think the NBDHE was that bad. Everybody kind of has different opinions on it. Everybody obviously has a different test. So that makes it hard for me to tell you what it's going to be like, obviously. But I personally did not think the questions were too bad. I felt like everything was kind of straightforward. The questions were easy to read. The only thing that's tricky is that the answers, you can pretty much eliminate 2 answers no matter what. And then there's 2 answers that you kind of pick from and you kind of choose which one's best. But for the most part, it was oh yeah, this is that or this is that. The case studies were pretty easy. Basically, if you study that book, a similar case study will probably be on the NBDHE. So that's case study wise. You do get breaks. So after each section, you do get a 15-minute break. You get a 30-minute break for lunch. Personally, in my experience, I was on a roll. I didn't have to pee, I didn't have a headache, and I wasn't hungry. So I just took it all in one sitting. And at the end of it, I was oh my gosh, I'm done. I didn't take a break. It was awesome. You do have plenty of time. You have, I don't even know how, like 8 hours or something crazy. But you can go back and flag questions that you don't know. So if you don't know if you got it right, you can flag it and then at the end go back. Personally, I had enough time where I went back through every question, reread the question and looked at my answer quick, and I didn't think too much about it. But like if I saw something like, oh, that said not likely or something weird, like I would go back and look at the question and my answer. Pretty much they give you a whiteboard with a couple sheets of paper, and I wrote down, like, talked things out in my head. I wrote down questions that I knew I didn't know and that like I was like, oh, I don't know if I got these wrong. So I knew kind of in my head where I was at points wise in the test, and personally I don't think I came close to any, like, I don't think I came close to failing the test. I think the questions were pretty fair. The only thing that was pretty difficult is pharmacology. Our school does it a little differently, so personally I went back to a pharmacology chapter in my Wilkins book, I think it was, or something like that, and I like reviewed pharmacology again because pharm is pretty heavy on the NBDHE. Otherwise you get like noise canceling headphones and a nice little comfy computer. It's not bad. Other than that, I really don't know. Review the questions, definitely do like a mock board so you know what the question types are like. Luckily for our school, a lot of the professors do a lot of like board question styles, so we're pretty used to it by the time we had gotten to the exam itself. Please drop comments, drop questions, drop any kind of thing in the comments. Just say hi, let me know that you're doing good in hygiene school and that you still love it, because dental hygiene school is awesome and it's totally worth it, and you can totally do it, and you can totally do the NBDHE. At this point you probably passed all your classes, you're probably about ready to graduate, or you're a super hard worker and you're studying for the NBDHE months and months in advance, so props to you if you're watching this video. So alright, drop comments and let me know if you have any questions. I will put the link to the case study book below, and if you want the Darby book, let me know. Other than that, that's all I have for the NBDHE, guys.